I am here with Nicole Stevenson. We are going to be talking about HBR. We're going to be talking about what it's actually doing for people in their lives. You guys, I like to do these testimonials, quite frankly, because I can talk about HBR until the cows come home, and I do, but it doesn't matter to you. Like what, and it wouldn't matter to me to hear what somebody else believes about their own course, right? I want to know what it's actually doing for people. And are those people like me? And can I see myself in that situation? Does this seem like something that would work for me? So that's the point of this video, is really just to give you some more clarity on what it is and what it's doing for people. And just to let you know whether you feel like it would work for you or not, really. Be sure to click the subscribe button and also the bell to get notified whenever you see this video, okay? Whenever you see what the content is about, yada, yada, yada. Okay, you're gonna click the subscribe button and the bell so you get notified when new videos come on, okay, you guys? Whenever you click on subscribe, and obviously you get notified, whenever you do that, also like and comment and things like that to the video itself. You guys, this is the kind of content that rocks the world. This is the kind of content that is going to change the reality for everybody moving forward, okay?
I think when I was about 7, I figured out that I was an entrepreneur. I had created a cardboard cash register that I carried everywhere and tried to make money doing all the things. So I was that kid that would cut your flowers down and then sell them back to you. Yeah, that was me. So I think, but I didn't really listen to that calling because it was conditioned out of me. So it was go to school, graduate, go to post-secondary, get a good job, work 40 to 50 years, retire, right?
Yeah.
So I tried to go into that world for 14 years and my spirit was dying. Honestly, I'd cry myself to work. It was awful. And I was struggling a lot of money, but I was still broke. I couldn't seem to get ahead. So that's kind of when I was thinking about side hustle. And I was like, how do I start creating some additional income to have a little more money than month? And so I started dabbling in some other things. Didn't really find a lot of success. I struggled with mentorship. I needed some guidance and ended up with a specific company that actually I had some success at. And so then 5 months later, I quit my job. I was looking for any out, really. And so this was a perfect opportunity. And that was good for a few years. But again, I feel like without the right mentorship, without the right coaching, without the right mindset, there's only so far you can go. And I found that I reached that plateau and I needed some help. So I started looking for mentorship. I did find what I thought to be very reputable mentorship. Lots of people, were kind of hyping up the coaching program, and I could not afford it, but I found a way to do it, as we always do.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in it for probably about 10 months and I couldn't see any difference. I was paying 500 plus US a month. So for us Canadians, that's like $1 million. And I wasn't seeing any results. And I actually felt like it was me. I thought maybe I'm not meant for this. Maybe I just don't possess the skill set to be able to make this work. And I started actually to lose my mojo. And then actually that's when you were invited to Calgary to speak at the Illuminate event. And that's when I was like, oh, that's the kind of coaching I need. And so I promptly ditched the other program and was literally wallet open. How do I get involved with Martha? I bought all the things and immediately started seeing results. And then, oh, wow, my whole world kind of opened up when HBR happened. There was no question. As soon as it launched, I knew I was doing it. And I'd already seen success from the smaller programs that I'd invested in. So it was a no-brainer. and jumped in and almost immediately started seeing results.
Yeah.
Almost immediately started seeing potentials of new revenue streams, just new potential of doing things that I was already doing, but in a much different way. And doing it in that different way made all the difference.
Yes.
So, I mean, I never would have thought in a million years that I would have been, hired to go down to Florida to take pictures and make graphics, like two of the things that I love, love, love to do. And so that was a blessing all on its own, just from HBR, but also new income streams. I'm writing the book that's been trapped inside me my whole life. And it's, probably going to be released, I think, sometime in January. And I never would have thought ever that would have ever happened. I've got new programs. I'm doing things just in different ways, ways that aren't keeping me from my family either. Right. So before I was that person, 20 hours sometimes, if that's what was required, I would literally like, no, just don't talk to me. Just bring me food and nourishment. And I'm just, doing my thing.
Yeah.
And I don't have to do that anymore. In fact, my husband and my daughter actually participate in my business, which before it was like, stay away from mom's business kind of thing, right? And now they want to be involved. They want to, do this with me. They're excited with me instead of watching me from another room going, oh yeah, that's my mom. She works a lot. It's just the whole thing. It's completely changed my world. It's turned it upside down, but it feels right side up for the first time.
Yeah. I'm like, I just don't mind me. I'm just sitting over here crying. The There are two massive things that you said there. I'll talk about the one that was closest to when I just, started talking. And that's that your family is now involved in your business instead of kind of like existing in the same house that your business exists in, right?
Yep.
And that's there. If you guys, if you're watching and you're a mom, you already know this. If you're a mom that has already tried to do a business before, we are told by so many people that we have to grind and we have to hustle, and then other things need to just take a back seat until it hits. You guys, all you have is right now, right? And so if you're grinding and hustling right now, tomorrow is promised to no one. If you're grinding and hustling right now, you're missing everything, and it's not necessary. And so what we need to do is we need to find a new way to be able to do it. And that's the stuff that I teach, but we need to find a new way to be able to do it with grace and to bring them in. And just like what you said, it's more of a cheerleader team at this point, right? And like a go mom, go get it, instead of like a, oh my gosh, don't talk to her. You're not going to like the outcome, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then the other thing that you mentioned, I mean, tell me, you guys, if you're watching in the comments right now and you're like, I'm living that life right now, please tell me, like, tell us. Just, it's okay to own stuff like that, because whenever we own it, we can change it. If you can't look at it and accurately describe that that's what's happening to you, it can't change, okay? So the other thing that you said is, and this breaks my entire heart, the other thing that you said is that you were in a program for 10 months and were starting to wonder if it was you. And you were starting to wonder if it was that you lacked the skill set. And Nicole, I know you, and I know that you are a very strong individual. And so hearing that from you, here we go. Hearing that from you means that it happens to everyone. And so whenever people are going and trying to find these mentors and these people that are supposed to teach you how to do this stuff, and maybe they've got this following and people hype them up and whatever, and then you're just like, it's not working. Like, is it really working for anybody else? Like, this isn't working. And then you see that like it's working for other people and you're like, but what's wrong with me? And then whenever you wonder like what's wrong with you, you start to move into a space of unworthy. You start to move into a space of maybe I just don't get that life. And the thing is you guys, everyone can have that life. It's not your fault that you're not getting it. It's your teacher's fault. It's your mentor's fault that you're not getting it. Okay? You need to be given what you need in order to, and you need to do the things as well. And I'm sure Nicole was doing that. But if you're doing the things, you need to be able to move forward. If you're not doing it, if you're not able to do it, then that's more on your teacher. And so you shouldn't, I just don't want people to be going through that experience and thinking, like realistically thinking that it's them. And it's not. You guys, if you're not able to learn from people, you need to move into another space where you can learn from somebody else instead, okay? Don't think that it's you. Just move into a space where you can learn from somebody. That's why we have the link is in the description of this video. It's my group for heart-centered and successful work-at-home moms. Right now we're doing a 90-day, and it's going to live there forever, but a 90-day side gig to main gig in 90 days. Like it's a 90-day run to turn your side gig into your main gig. That's free, you guys. That's so you can get in there and you can realize you can push the needle on your business before you even drop $1 on anything that I offer. I want you to know, like you know that you're going to be able to learn something from me before you even have to drop any money on it. That's fair, okay? Let's talk about, okay, so let me look at time. 11:49. Okay, so what do you think is the biggest, you were hit like 12K in 4 months, yeah? So how was that for
3
you?
months.
3 months.
3 months, I had already jumped from, so I used to make about $5,000 or $6,000 a month with the company that I was an independent distributor for. Yeah. And so the market had not been really good. We've had lots of turnover in our corporate management, which affected everything. And so everybody's checks were plummeting. So I had gone from that 5,000-6,000 mark down to like 2,600, and the only income provider for my family. Oof. I can't live off that. So it was, and then that's why I had to stretch myself to afford that other program, hoping that I would get some skills that I would be able to actually increase that.
So you were spending more money and making less,
I was literally putting myself into debt after literally fighting for 5 years to get myself out of the debt matrix. And I felt like I was doing nothing but going backwards. And so eventually I gave up that. I came to HBR, and within 3 months, I had increased from 2,600 up to about that 8,000 mark. I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
Yes.
I actually said to my husband, I'm like, oh, you got to install some holy crap handles because I got to hang on. And then the following month, the 4th month, was when I actually, about the 20th of the month, I crested over that 10,000. And I remember messaging you going, is this my life? And you were like, yes, girl.
Yes, girl.
And I was like, oh my gosh. And then, yeah, I actually ended up closing that 4th month over 10,000. And then the 5th month, I was over the 10,000, closer to the 12,000 mark. And I haven't done all my calculations for November quite yet, but I think I'm more like 13,000, maybe even 14,000. So it's incrementally getting higher. Here's the kicker. I would have literally had to work till my fingers bled to get that 14,000 previous. Not to say that I'm not working hard. I am. I'm just working smarter, yes. Which means that I can do something once and get a number of people through that same thing a number of times. So I'm not having to put in the work, because I'm only one person and there is only 24 hours in a day.
Right.
right? I can't do it all. And so I'm now, because of you, learning how to create these evergreen offerings where I can do the work once, serve once, and it still
Yes.
impact many and still bring in multiple, transactions in terms of income. So that's the difference. It's like I work less and work smarter, but I'm making almost 3 or 4 times the amount of money that I was making before. And that's
Boom.
just good math.
That's
This is
good
good math.
math. And spending time with your family and not, I mean, it's like there's an overall balance that it's just, because you can work your fingers to the bone or you can work and you can make, 10, 15 grand a month and not be seeing your family. And that's not, who gives a rip? I don't
The
even
other
care about
thing,
money if I can't see my family.
the other thing is that that other program that I was in, I don't know if anybody else has ever felt this way, but you join a program and you're so excited to have a seat at the table. And yet you're made to feel like you're sitting outside plexiglass looking in, and you're never actually allowed to sit at the table.
Oh,
You
wow.
never feel like you're part of the community. You always feel like you're pushed just outside, and there's no support, there's no community, there's no um cheering each other on. There's none of that. You just feel like a round peg in a square hole, and
Mm.
that does not feel good. And so if anybody else has ever felt that way, that's not how I feel with HBR. That's not how I feel in that community. um I feel like I finally have a seat at the table. I feel like I'm actually surrounded by people who give a rip about what happens to me. And not just you as the instructor, but the
Yeah.
people that I'm surrounded by.
Yeah.
I've made friends in HBR that will be lifelong friends. And no question, regardless of whether I continue in entrepreneurship, which you couldn't stop me if you tried, but um, regardless of any of that, these people are my ride or die peeps now.
Yes. Oh, I love it. Well, let's talk about what you've been creating in HBR. You just released something recently. Let's talk about it.
So I just released my first coaching program, and so I recognized a need. I've learned by your lead, and I allow my community to speak to me and what they need. And one of the things that I kept getting asked was, how do you implement all your services in a intro to point of sale way? And I can't figure out what my freebie should be, and I can't figure out what my course should be, and then how do I put all the pieces together? And so the biggest thing I was hearing is I need somebody to kind of hold my hand and walk me through it and help me do some idea generation, and then help me make it look pretty and functional and all of it. And I was like, yeah, I can totally do that. I do it every day. So this is something I can do. So I put together a program. I actually did not intend on launching it for another couple months. It was in my mind, but Brett Odgers on Thursday night at 6 p.m. said, I want you to roll it out tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. and tag me in the post when you do. So I
Yes.
was up till 2 o'clock in the morning, brain dumping all the goodness, and put together a program that I am actually super, super flippin' excited for. It starts on December 9th. And so not only is it coaching you through how to create your funnels, but it's going to help you actually learn how to implement it so you are like a self-reliant funnel wizard by the time we're done. 6 weeks, you'll have a fully functioning funnel that is bringing in income, and then you'll know how to replicate it over and over again. So
Boom.
I'm
Boom.
also offering it because it's the beta program for more than 50% off. So I mean, that's a no-brainer too.
Oh my gosh. So I want people to reach out to you so they can message you. So just you look up her name, Nicole Stevenson. You can find her on the Facebooks. What's your email address, just in case they're not social media types? And email's the easiest way, I think, to reach people for sure.
Yep, it's just hello at Nicole Stevenson with a V, Stevenson .ca.
Awesome. So hello at Nicole Stevenson with a V.ca. If somebody wants to go ahead and put that into comments, that would be awesome too, you guys. But hello at Nicole Stevenson with a V.ca. You guys need to jump in on that. That's going to be amazing. I know how much attention she spends on detail. She's going to crush this. She's going to crush this. It's going to be awesome. For those of you, we just popped over 20 minutes, so I'm going to do this super quick because I meant to do it earlier and then I forgot. If you guys are seeing what we're talking about right now and you're like, hey, I want to jump into HBR, or hey, what is HBR, or hey, I have a question about HBR, any of those responses, go to my Facebook business page, which is Livin the Dream with Martha. Send me the words case study. That's how I know that we're talking about HBR, okay? What we're going to do is I'm going to go through a few questions with you. I'm going to see if the program's right for you. You can ask me whatever questions you have. I'll give you the details. You'll say yay or nay, and it's either way is completely up to you. But just understand, this is changing people's lives. We're really changing worlds here, and it's not singularly changing one person's life. It's families, it's communities. This is what the world has been waiting for. We're moving away from big corporate stuff into let's tribe off again. Let's become tribes again. Let's support each other individually, and the rest of corporations and stuff like that, whatever. We can take care of each other, you guys. That's what we're here for. Nicole, give me one more, let me see, give me one more gold nugget coming from the funnel training, because I want that to be the last thing that people hear.
Oh my gosh, just knowing that you can actually implement something start to finish within 6 weeks and then carry it on into the future. You'll be able to replicate it over and over and create multiple revenue streams. This is a results-based program. This is not fluff. Martha doesn't teach me to train fluff. So this is results driven. You're actually going to have income after this 6-week program.
Boom. All right. And you email her again at hello@NicoleStevenson with a V.ca. Nicole, thank you so much for spending your morning with me. This has been fun. Everybody have the best day ever, and I will see you all later. Bye-bye.